Greetings all, my name is JD from Studio 2105. Welcome back to Direct Access MixStream and a brand new episode of Weekly Update Wednesdays, the show where I answer all your questions on everything regarding recording, mixing, mastering, music production, and so much more. If you are new to this channel, a warm welcome to you as usual. Big shout out and thank you to all the patrons who help to support the channel financially. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do click on the subscribe button. Don't forget to click on the notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on any of my brand new videos. If you have questions, if you have any feedback, alright, please do leave them down in the comments below. I'll always love to hear from you as well. If you want to sign up as a patron, do head on down right to the website down below. Don't forget also to sign up for the mailing list for monthly updates. I just put out a couple of preview videos on the brand new Yamaha AG01 live streaming USB microphone as well as the AG06 Mark II live streaming USB mixer. Do check them out. I'll also be putting out and doing a giveaway real soon, so stay tuned to this video. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel so that you don't miss out. My band has about an album's worth of songs with digital drums that we plan to release soon. However, we just added a drummer, and a pretty good one, and he's keen on laying down his own parts. This means though recording live drums to already finished songs. I'm wondering what would this entail and how would you go about it? This is probably going to be a huge undertaking, no ifs, no buts, okay? Especially with a new drummer and one which you have had not experienced, recording before. Now, I've had a few projects in the past where the drums were recorded last or close to last sometimes, right? The songs having either been started with programmed drums or in some cases, we had to replace the drummer. The short answer is it is possible, but it's going to require a drummer that's really skilled and really experienced. Not only do you need a drummer that can play to a click, that goes without saying, but you also need a drummer who can groove with already recorded instruments and parts. If you have the gear and you've got the desire to try it out, have a go with one song, and see how it goes. You evaluate the results before deciding whether, is it worth the time and effort, and whether you want to go ahead with the rest of the songs. Might be a good learning experience for you, and it also can serve as a good exercise, for your new drummer. If it ends up as too much trouble and isn't worth the effort, either you have to do a lot of editing or sample replacement, then just keep your existing program drums and move on. Concentrate on rehearsing, preparing for eventually when the time comes to release it and the tour that follows. When I record drums, I usually reverse the polarity of all the downward pointing mics. For example, the snare top, the overheads, the toms, in opposite to those that point upwards. Something about the way the heads move when struck and the waveform starts upwards, I was told. I noticed an improvement when I do that. How do you set your polarity when recording drums? Hold on there, okay? A positive waveform, happens when the air molecules undergo compression, okay? They're squeezed together, whilst, the negative portion of the waveform correlates to when the air molecules experience rarefaction, in the sense that they are stretched or that they are pulled apart. It is the changes in the air pressure, which we measure as sound waves, and that is picked up by a microphone, which is then converted into electrical signals, which are then amplified and captured in the recording. It's got nothing to do with the direction of the drum heads, how the drum heads move, and certainly not whether one way sounds better or the other. Now, in fact, with most drums, let's take for example, a snare drum, the air molecules actually undergo rarefaction first, They are stretched. You see, when you strike the drum head actually moves downwards. This actually causes a rarefaction. So that's the first thing. So tell me, do drums, in this count sound less punchy because in that sense the waveform starts in the negative portion. It is, however, always a rule of thumb to always check for phase. Now, to be precise, actually, you do a polarity check, as some degree of phase cancellation is going to happen whenever you use multiple mics on a sound source, right? Such as when you're recording drums. The way that I do it is to check all the individual mics one by one when I'm doing a line check, when I'm doing a sound check, against the overhead, right? The pair of overheads. Compare the kick, right, with the overheads. Check the polarity, snare, right? Snare bottom, hi-hat, all the toms, etc. Flipping the polarity, right, on one of the channels is either going to give you a fuller sound, right, with generally with more low end, or the opposite is going to give you a thinner, more hollowed out sound. Generally, you want it sounding fuller because this means that there is less phase cancellation taking place. I do have to add though, there is nothing to stop you from going the other way, i.e., right, going for the thinner, the slightly hollowed out sound, because sometimes that is what is appropriate, right, and exactly what's needed for a particular track. While doing your line checks and doing your polarity checks, you will inevitably discover and you will find that one or more of these channels, perhaps a snare or maybe some of the toms or any other close mics, it's gonna sound better with that polarity inverted. Therein, that's where lies the craft, right, of becoming a recording engineer. So what you're doing is technically correct in the situation, in the setting of your drum recording. You're discovering that, flipping the polarity of a bunch of microphones results in it sounding better. What's not correct though is that assumption, okay, right? I'm not sure where you got that information from, that it has got anything to do, right, with the waveform, whether it is a positive or whether it's a negative. That is actually something that's going to go beyond the scope of this video, so I'm not going to touch on it. So just keep things simple. Check for polarity, move the mics if it's needed, get it sounding great, and move on to the next thing. So that's all for this video, a short one, albeit 2 questions and 2 answers. Hopefully you found it useful and informative. If you did, please do leave a like. Please do share this with your friends. Once again, if you're not yet a subscriber, please do click on the subscribe button and the notification bell as well. See you again in another video real soon, okay? Stay safe, stay happy and healthy. Happy recording and mixing. Peace, love and music.